Hello and welcome back to the Cola Show. So we just finished talking about the LGBT community and religion, and the artist Lyra was on to just kind of chime in on her part of the conversation. So here I'm going to give you my 5 tips. Now when I thought about doing 5 tips, I'm like, 5 tips to what? And I just feel like this is going to be 5 tips to, in my opinion, just being a common, decent human being. In this world, everyone has their different opinions, different perceptions, and they like to live their life in a different way. And there's no reason why we should condemn someone or teach someone to believe in what we believe in. We can't force people to do that. So here are Cola's 5 tips for you to be a decent human being. All right, tip number 1. Just acknowledge. You have to be able to acknowledge that other people have a different point of view than you. Not just acknowledge it, but just respect it as well. When you're having these type of sensitive conversation, it is important to acknowledge that it's not just your opinion in your way and that there's another side to the sword. Which goes on to my second tip, which is openness. Be willing to have an open conversation. That doesn't mean that it's just going to be a one-sided conversation. It's going to be two-sided. People are going to have different opinions than you, but just be open to it. Because you're open to it doesn't mean that you have to agree to it, but you're allowing yourself to step outside of your box and challenge your own thinking about a topic that, to be honest, you really don't know everything about. All right, tip number 3, love. It's really, really simple. You have to show love in all that you do. Especially with this type of topic, because it's such an emotional one, people get heated, and when they don't understand something, sometimes not understanding comes across as hate or ignorance. And there's really no place for that in this type of conversation. If you don't understand it, all you can do is just show love to the person and love them for who they are, and love all the beautiful parts and aspects of them as an individual. Tip number 4, be amicable, okay? You can get your point across without being rude. It doesn't have to be World War III just because you don't agree. It can come across as just being amicable. Because remember, at the end of the day, you would want this person to treat you the way that you would like to be treated. So you have to kind of give respect in order to be able to get it. Have a nice, civilized, amicable, and kind conversation. And my last and final tip number 5, show empathy. You can show empathy that you understand without agreeing. I understand what it is like to be misjudged. I understand what it is like to be belittled. I understand what it is like to be bullied. But I don't have to necessarily agree with every single thing that you're saying. But you know what? I understand that this is important to you. So because it is important to you, and you as an individual are important to me, I'm going to treat it as such. And I'm going to show empathy towards you in your situation and the way that you decide to live your life. And that's the key. It's your life. It's not my life. And I don't have to take on those choices. You do. So why am I going to get all hot and bothered because you're choosing to live your life the way that you want to live it? So those are my little nuggets. Those are Cola's 5 tips. And remember, as always, only the brave get to live the life they love. Stay tuned for more Cola Show.